worldwide. Man, I've been gone for about 3 days, man. I was out of commission. And if you want to know exactly what happened to me, just check out my most recent post and you'll be able to get up to date as to what happened to me. It was a little bit crazy, but it wasn't, too crazy. All right, I bounced back. But in the midst of me being gone and in my absence, folks are getting shot left, right, and center, man. It's what's going on? And the temperatures outside haven't even hit summer level yet. We haven't even broken double digits properly yet. People are getting popped left, right, and center. Now, the story surrounding this, man, apparently this happened, right? Jay Prince Jr. and an artist from Detroit by the name of Allstar JR, man, an affiliate of T Grizzly, they've had a little bit, they've had some differences. Now, the differences surround Allstar JR's the child of his mother, the mother of his child, my bad. Now, the mother of his child is currently dating Jay Prince Jr., and I think Allstar JR had an issue with Jay Prince Jr. disciplining his kid. So he hit him up about it. Hey, he probably said, you know what? We don't do that, whatever. And knowing Jay Prince and the arrogance that he has, or the arrogance that he has exhibited in the past, he probably told him, where to put it and where to take it. And, Allstar JR probably told him, hey, it's on site. And the feelings mutual when it came to Jay Prince Jr. Now, fast forward. Allstar JR is, in Houston, which is the backyard of Jay Prince Jr., and he's minding his business. So he's, at a restaurant called Confessions, and he's doing his thing, right? He's exiting Confessions, and by chance, I think someone tipped off Jay Prince Jr., and Jay Prince Jr. Had to drop on him, and he pulled up with a couple dudes, man, and pretty much on sight, as soon as they saw Allstar JR, man, they started to pummel him. They started to grab on him, jump him, hit him with chairs, stomp him, all types of stuff. Now, in the midst of the melee, somehow, Allstar JR managed to manifest a pistol. Now, whether the pistol was already on his person or whether the pistol happened to be on one of the guys and it dropped and he managed to grab it by some twist of luck or fate. But he ended up drilling two folks, out of the whole entourage that came with Jay Prince. And apparently they all scattered except for the victims who were left, laid out. One of the victims being NBA Youngboy's artist or close friend, NBA Ben 10. And apparently this is the video footage captured from a one of the patrons who were at the restaurant. So let's check this out, man. And then we're going to move on to a more serious topic because it's a very short clip. But the whole point of having this clip up is for us to talk about something a little more deeper than, this. All right, let's have a look at it. But before we even get into it, I go by the name of Caesar, aka Mr. Sneaker Ride, and you're tuned in to Apparently This Happened. I appreciate one and all for, locking in. Do me a super solid. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And without any further ado, let's get to it. My bad. So you see how they grabbing him over there?
Wow.
That's NBA Ben 10 right there, and that's Allstar JR. They're trying to grab his chains. So at this point, they're trying to grab his chains. They're grabbing him up, man. They're really roughing him up, man. And if you've ever seen Allstar JR, he's not the biggest dude, man. He's smaller guy. Probably about 160 pounds, 150, maybe. Now, another thing that I want to bring to your guys' attention, man, before we even move on to how Allstar JR is feeling, is this is one of the incidents, or this is one of the things where you see Jay Prince's character and the type of individual he is, right? In my opinion, that lady over there is Allstar JR's baby mother, or the mother of his child, according to what we understand, right? And obviously, that's Mr. Jay Prince Jr. right there, okay? Now, I'd like you to see this interaction, and then I'm going to throw in my 2 cents, and then we're going to move on from here and move on to how Allstar is feeling. But I want you guys to pay close attention, right? You're flexing on somebody with a girl that he had a kid with already. So if anything, if we were playing the immature game, you're coming after him. He was before you. What is the problem? Even my son agrees.
Him know that you moved on $1 billion things.
Hey man, he a cheater, y'all.
Nigga, she made it.
You are.
Nigga, she made it.
Trust the
I
process.
say, man, I'm glad you left her alone. Or I'm glad y'all had differences. Because I'm the difference now. Church.
Trust the process.
Trust the process, huh? So you see his character over there, he's flexing on the dude, man, and that's the mother of his kid. You must be some sort of imbecile, bro. No disrespect. You know what? No matter what, folks will take disrespect as disrespect. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just saying that's idiotic behavior, bro. Your arrogance, your mindset behind your arrogance, and the countless people behind you who are afraid to tell you that, nah, dog, that's not it. Nah, dog, that's out of pocket. There is nobody who holds this man accountable. There's nobody willing to hold his feet to the fire. Maybe his dad, but then again, I don't know. Because if it seems to me that it keeps escalating, so how much influence does his dad have over him? But then his dad will probably say something wise like, well, as a grown man, you know, you can't influence another man. You can just give them advice. You can't take a horse to a pond and make it drink. I feel you, but this is what it is. Let's just move on. After the whole incident, after everything took place, right? Somehow Allstar JR managed to get a pistol. Some people say he stood over NBA Ben 10. Some people say he just fired randomly. I don't know. You know, that's yet to be cleared up. Because right now there are a couple of things that are speculation. Except for the people who are physically present, we can't really say as as viewers and as people, right? But what ended up happening is NBA Ben 10 right now is in hospital in critical condition. The other gentleman is also in bad shape, right? But what has happened is Allstar JR, as you can see right here, this is how he feels. And the caption to this is, I had to shoot to the deep and get new eyes because my man's Ben 10 took some of my stuff to the hospital with him, right? Now, at this particular point, right now as we speak, they're saying that there's a possibility that NBA Ben 10 is either paralyzed, but also in a coma. There's also reports that he has suffered 2 heart attacks, allegedly. I don't know how far true that is, man. This is all speculatory at this point. But they're saying that right now he's hanging on by a thread, man. Literally by a hair. If he survives this, man, it'll be a long road to recovery and it'll be crazy. But this brings up an even deeper issue, in my opinion, right? About 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, might be more at this point, we lost Takeoff off the Migos, right? Also running a dice game, and guess who was the person who was present for that as well? J. Prince Jr., right? Shortly after that, there was another incident that took place, man, to do with gambling. Guys were rolling dice, and then some dude in the parking lot got maxed out. Allegedly or apparently, from what I'm understanding, Jay Prince was involved with that as well. When it comes to this situation, here's another situation and countless other situations that we've never heard about, that probably are only known to the people within the area of Houston, because he is really riding on that wave where he's living off of his father's name. That's how I personally feel. And I'm sure people feel like that as well, right? But in my opinion, how long will it take before all of his doings will undo all of the work and everything that his father built up? What is it gonna like? How long is it gonna take before people revolt and feel like, okay, this man is a bully, and at this time we have had enough? When is the city gonna be tired of it? When are the feds gonna be tired of it? When is someone gonna intercede and step in and say, okay, enough is enough? Whether it's on the underworld level or whether it's on the alphabet team. Like, who is gonna, shut the doors on this guy? I'm not even talking about his dad. We're talking about him. Because at some point, somebody has to hold him accountable. I also wonder what the conversations are like with him and his dad, because his dad most likely does not like how his son is moving. His dad used to have a couple things pop up about his name, like, once or twice, and Nothing crazy, like, well, crazy, but in terms of the repetition or the, having his name in people's mouths, it wasn't that often, or at least people murmured about it, you know. But when it comes to Jay Prince, it seems like he's always involved in something. Something's always happening. There's always some sort of drama. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this, right? Is Allstar JR out of pocket for posting this? For saying what he's saying, for feeling how he's feeling, because a couple years ago there was a gentleman who had a couple people set him up and they ran up in his house trying to rob him, and he did what he did, and then he went back to the scene of the incident that was drenched in in DNA all over. And what happened? And when I say DNA, I'm talking about the red kind, right? And in a way, it seemed like he was celebrating, and people have to understand that at the same time, those people have people, and as much as it was justified for you to do what you did, some people have no daggone sense when it comes to mourning or dealing with loss. Someone lost a son, somebody lost a friend, somebody lost a brother. You get what I'm saying? A kid lost a father, most likely. It is what it is, right? So when you do this, like, some people like cannot embrace it and just accept the fact that this is what comes with it. You live by the gun, you die by the gun, or you get hurt by it the same way, right? Everybody wants to shoot, but nobody wants to get shot. Everybody wants to be the shooter, right? And look at this guy, 7, 8 deep. They ran up on him. They roughed him up. They made away with his chains and stuff like that, man. But he made off with their souls, bro. Most likely. And when I say souls, not necessarily taking them off the planet, man. Like, as a man to another man, you run up with 7 guys, man, and you guys get backed down by one dude. That says a whole lot, man. As a man, if I was backed down, if I came with 7 guys, it's not even my style, but if I came with 7 guys and we're going for one dude and that one dude backed us down, man, I'm not sleeping well at night. I'm just saying, like, I'm not. So this whole situation is it's just an example of, like, not just don't crash out for people, bro. If you're gonna crash out for yourself, man. Make it your own choice, man. Just sometimes I look at these guys like like NBA, like Ben 10, and when I'm looking at him, I'm wondering, okay, when it comes to NBA YoungBoy, besides being his friend, what other value do you bring to the table? Because no man who's got value or values himself is ever going to put himself in a position where he's going to be, crashing out for another grown man. Jay Prince should have been at the forefront. He was at the back, watching the whole thing play out. I don't know if he put hands on Allstar himself or if he tried to grab him himself, but everything was on everybody else. He had nothing to do with it. He was just watching it. The takeoff incident, he was just watching it. You get what I'm saying? But anyways, I just wanted to give my 2 cents about this particular situation, and yeah, because I've been away, and it's wild. And now, and also it makes me think far, right? Because I wonder what NBA YoungBoy is thinking, right? Because like a couple years ago, when he was living in Houston, a couple people broke into his house. Subsequent to the fact, Jay Prince Jr. got all his belongings back. I think he had a key fob for a Rolls Royce. I think the umbrellas for the Rolls Royce and a couple other items. And NBA YoungBoy said, "Nah, you can keep it. I ain't with that. You can keep it." So at that point, the way NBA YoungBoy answered, it kind of gave the world an understanding that he didn't give a frick about the Prince name. No disrespect, but he didn't care, right? So if he sees one of his members hanging out with Jay Prince and then going through what he's gone through, and now he's laid out in the hospital with another member, right? I wonder how he feels. This is just like spinning in my mind. Like, I wonder how he feels. And then on the flip side, T Grizzly had issues with NBA YoungBoy, right? If you want to tie and do a little bit of, like, 7 degrees of separation, is that what it is, man? All right, and I'll play the role of Kevin Bacon or whatever. But anyways, like, T Grizzly and NBA YoungBoy's camps had a little bang out on a highway or whatever, Little shootout, right? So now when we're looking at like like camp versus camp, it's looking like Allstar JR, man, put up one on the scoreboard. You get what I'm saying? In a legit way, man, to show that they're solid. Like, so how does the other side take this? Do they take it as an L and just keep it moving? Or does this like turn into a forever beef because somebody got hurt now? Blood has been shed twice. An innocent bystander, a 5-year old, and a lady were a victim in the incident in LA a couple years ago. And now NBA Ben 10 and I've forgotten the sideshow something like the other guy. No disrespect to you, brother, but I don't know you, right? So I say that to say this, man. Like, where do we go from here? Is this a forever beef or what happens? But hey, I go by the name of Caesar, aka Mr. Sneaker Rider, and you've been tuned in to Apparently This Happened. I appreciate one and all for locking in, and yeah, today's word of the day is, man, don't be a crash out, man. Stand on your own for your own mission. All right, crash out for your own thing. All right, don't chase a number, chase a dream. I'll get up with you guys in a second. One.
Worldwide.